I'm going to tell you what almost no one else in the world will tell you about Bitcoin. And what I'm going to tell you is that everyone is a scammer. That's right. Everyone in Bitcoin, everyone in crypto is a scammer. They are trying to scam you. They're trying to trick you. Now, this isn't my idea. This is actually a very old idea. Bitstein wrote about this in 2014. He wrote this article, Everyone's a Scammer. And in this article, Bitstein argues basically that everyone is engaged in a scam against each other, trying to get their Bitcoins from other people. He explains that merchants are a scam because they're trying to get you to buy their products right now with Bitcoin, when really that Bitcoin is going to be worth much, much more in the future. He explains that other investments are scams because these investments promise returns that can never outperform what Bitcoin will be able to deliver. But this goes far beyond just the practicality of price. This goes into understanding as well. And this goes into my own journey and what I had to learn to understand the Bitcoin metagame and to know how to win the long game and not get chewed up and spit out like many other people. Now, when I first entered Bitcoin, I was bright-eyed, I was excited. I had my own ideas, my own perspective and skill set. And I made the mistake of thinking that my worldview, my perspective, I could bring to Bitcoin and that it would matter, it would translate, my limited experience would translate to this completely new space. But I was wrong. I had to get humbled. And I wasted years, precious years, when Bitcoin was much cheaper than it is now, going on all of these side quests that were ancillary to Bitcoin and that distracted me from the fundamental game, which was to acquire the custody and hold on to my Bitcoin and survive in the long term. And so this is the point I'm really getting at, is that no matter what narrative anyone's telling you, the game that everyone is actually playing is to try and acquire more Bitcoin. And this is what you should be doing as well. Now, I could tell you 100 reasons why you should value Bitcoin, why you should acquire it and custody it and secure it for the long term. But fundamentally, I would just be feeding you my narrative. You have to figure this out for yourself. You have to understand why Bitcoin. Otherwise, someone else is going to sell you a narrative, an investment, something else along the way, or you'll just sell at some ridiculously low price in the grand scheme of things. A lot of people, they think, oh, if only I got in Bitcoin in 2013 or 2014. If that were the case, you would just be a failed millionaire, because there's almost zero chance that if you had Bitcoin in 2014, you would have held onto it, secured it, and not sold it all the way up into this point now. It took something no one else can give you. It took knowledge and it took conviction. It took understanding. It took experience. These are things that you have to acquire yourself. And so for me, I see Bitcoin as this metagame of everyone is just trying to acquire more Bitcoin. A lot of people don't even know that that's the game that's going on. But once you really understand Bitcoin, you get it. That is what everyone is after. Even me, I'm a scammer. I have a platform and I sell courses. Of course, I have a lot of free content. I've educated, helped a lot of people for free. This video is free. But I have my own brand, my own narrative, my own direction that I'm trying to build out. So even I'm trying to scam, right? You should be doing whatever you need to do to figure out Bitcoin in the long term and acquire and store and hold Bitcoin in the long term. But of course, don't believe me, because I'm just selling you a narrative, right? You have to go figure this out for yourself, because everyone is going to lie to you 1,000 different ways about what you need to do. And so, I had to get humbled. I wasted years on side projects in crypto, on trading, on investments, all this dumb stuff that I shouldn't have been messing around with at all. It's because I didn't understand the space. But what really made the difference for me is going back to zero, admitting that I don't know anything. I have nothing to bring to Bitcoin, and I have to start from zero and start learning from that place. And that is the only place where I actually started to gain and acquire knowledge. And then, of course, that knowledge transferred into more Bitcoin because I was smart and I started to understand what the game that I was participating in was, which is to acquire more Bitcoin. And then when I started to understand that it's knowledge and skills and experience that help you navigate this whole world and make better decisions, which lead to better outcomes, then that's when I started to dive deeper into Bitcoin and learn how to code and actually learn how to build on Bitcoin. And so coming all the way back around, this is my message. This is what I think that you can do to get your edge to win the long game in Bitcoin. And it is knowledge. It is not trusting anyone's narrative. And it's digging as deep as possible into the truth and the understanding that you can gain about Bitcoin. And really, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to bring more developers into the Bitcoin space. I want to help build out more Bitcoin apps and help builders level up and create cool things within the space, because I think it's important. It's what I like to do. And it's also, I think, the way that I can add the most value and then have the most value returned to me. So yeah, it's kind of a scam. Probably shouldn't say that. But I mean, honestly, I wish someone would have told this to me. I wish someone would have told me, like, look, everyone is going to lie to you and they're going to tell you to do something different. But all you need to do is understand and acquire and secure your Bitcoin and simply don't die and realize that you're fundamentally alone. That would have been very good, helpful advice for me. And of course, you're not alone. I'm not alone. There's lots of people. If you reach out to me with a bug, I will literally help you. Right? So you're not truly alone, but you're alone in the fact that you have to discern for yourself and understand for yourself. So check out Everyone's a Scammer. Read that article and ask yourself the question, how is it that this guy knew this over 10 years ago when Bitcoin was, between $400 and $600 or something like that in 2014? How did he know this over 10 years ago? And how is it that this is still true today? There's something deeper to understand here, something deeper at play, and it's the real Bitcoin metagame. So don't be like me. Don't waste precious years on side quests that don't mean anything. Get right into the meat of the question and the real metagame that's being played out. And then, I'll just tell you where I'm at this point is I've been on this journey for so long. I've seen so many scams. I've seen people get rich. I've seen people blow up. And I've missed out on all of it. And I've just been slowly acquiring Bitcoin and slowly acquiring skills and slowly leveling up and getting better. And I think this is the way. I think this is the humble, simple, most guaranteed way to make it in the long term in Bitcoin. And it's why I focus on hard skills like learning how to code, building Bitcoin apps. It's because when I came in the space, I had nothing to bring. And so I wanted to gain a real tangible skill and engage with it honestly. And I genuinely believe by taking that honest and humble path of hard skills and knowledge and understanding, personal responsibility, this is what will be the most profitable in the long term. While everyone else is going to the moon and then blowing up and exploding, you can be on a consistent upward path and just really survive and win the long game. That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for you. And it's not a sexy narrative to sell, but it is true. But hey, tell me what you think. Is my narrative a little hyperbolic? Is it too extreme? Have you experienced something different? Let me know. This is my perspective, obviously. I'm just trying to give you good information. And I feel like this is something that is not explicitly said very much, except for in articles like Everyone's a Scammer. So go check that out. If you want to learn how to code, build on Bitcoin, go check out PlebDevs.com. And you can find me online everywhere at Bitcoin PlebDev. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing out here. And so I'll see you next time.